Alright everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Jordan Report and I am your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Alright, I want to do an article on Muslims in America and their ambition for more political power. That's what this article's about. I got several articles and then I got a clip of Rashida Tlaib talking at one of the Muslim conferences. You're going to want to hear what she said about America. Alright, so the article's about the Muslims wanting to have more elected members of Congress and what they're going to do with that power once they get this power. And so the first one is from Station Gossip. It was produced about a week back. There's not a date on this article. CAIR's executive director, Nihad Awad, recently said at the organization's 25th annual gala in D.C. that his goal is to get 30 Muslims elected to Congress. But Awad didn't stop there. He also envisioned at least one Muslim placed on the Supreme Court, along with Muslim federal judges and more Muslims in Hollywood. Keep that in mind because Hollywood's a part of the left just as they are. Why would Muslims want to be part of the Hollywood? Just think about that. In other words, CAIR is fiercely working to change America culturally and politically. So is Hollywood. So is the left. CAIR, Council on American Islamic Relations, is an unindicted co-conspirator of the largest terrorist funding case in U.S. history, and they're still operating, expanding, and increasing their power in the U.S. A strong CAIR equals a strong community. A strong community will produce a strong and confident and successful Muslim. So I'm telling you tonight, we're going to work in the next years, inshallah, to elect at least 30 Muslims in Congress. This number is equivalent to our size and potential as American Muslims, including at least 2 U.S. senator Muslims. Okay? So they want more power. What are the Muslims going to do with all this power? They're going to do what the left is doing, which is change America. They're part of the leftist coalition. In January 2019, Muslim Congressman Andre Carson envisioned a future of 30 to 35 Muslim members of Congress by 2030. I did not know Andre Carson was a Muslim. Because his name is Andre Carson. He doesn't have a Muslim name. So I didn't know this. Who will be elected to be powerful posts such as committee chairs, speakers of the House, and even President of the United States. You see, Andre Carson is a black American. Okay? The black Americans, the black Democrats are part of this leftist coalition. So this is why they're all working together. The only thing that keeps these people together, is they think America is too white and too racist, and they want to change it. That's what the whole leftist coalition is about. We've got firepower in Congress. We've got Sister Rashida in the House, and she's tough. Although Carson said that it was important to have 3 Muslims in Congress so far, it's not enough. He wants more Muslims in power. In 2030, we may have about 35 Muslims in Congress, Carson said. Then we're talking about Madam Chair Rashida. We're talking about Madam Chair Ilyan, Carson continued. Recall back in 1998, CAIR's chair Omar Ahmad said, Islam isn't in America to be equal to any other faith, but to become dominant. Okay, so I'm going to show you the clip of Rashida talking the same way. It's the language of conquest. Okay, it's not good language to hear people talking like this. They're saying they want to change it. They come here to change the place. This is what they're saying. That's not good. Radical Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. This is from the Gateway Pundit. This was back in March. Okay. Radical Dem Rashida Tlaib declares victory over U.S. in Chicago at the same CAIR conference speech. The Muslims are here. This is what she's talking about. Radical Democrat Congressman Rashida Tlaib declared victory over the U.S. government in a speech to terror-tied CAIR last month. The video just began making the rounds on social media earlier this week. Again, this was back in March. Congresswoman Tlaib was introduced by Executive Director CAIR's Florida chapter, Hassan Shibli. I'm going to show you the clip. You're going to see her saying this. Shibli invoked the Islamic war cry as he introduced her. Allahu Akbar. the first Palestinian American Muslim congresswoman, our dear sister, Rashida Tlaib. As soon as Rashida Tlaib walked up to the lectern to deliver her radical speech, she invoked the Muslim royal cry, Allah, Allah, in Arabic. Tlaib said, which means, in the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate. The phrase begins every chapter in the Quran except one and is seen as a Muslim war cry. Rashida Tlaib then declared victory over the U.S. government. We always said the Muslims are coming. I think we're here, Tlaib said as the crowd cheered. We're not only everywhere in all kinds of different governments, but mashallah, we're in the United States Congress, she said. Let me read that again. We're not only everywhere in all kinds of governments. She's saying she's a Muslim and that they're everywhere. She's not making herself a part of this country. She's saying we're from everywhere. This sounds like subversion to me. I don't know how anybody could join into something like this. We're in the United States Congress, she said. Now I'm going to show you the clip of her saying this. This is very deadly stuff.
Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Allahu Akbar. The first Palestinian American Muslim Congresswoman, our dear sister Rashida Tlaib.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you so much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. You know, we always said the Muslims are coming. Well, guess what? I think we're here. We're not only everywhere in all kinds of different governments, but mashallah, wow, we're in the United States Congress. Thank you so much for inviting me to support a civil rights organization that is around the unified fight against hate and racism in our country. And Congressman Dingell was sitting there, and I said, oh my God, I'm so tired of this. I don't know how you've been doing it for so long, Congressman. They all lie. And he looks at me, and he goes, I said, you know who I'm talking about? Like these lobbyists, these special interests, they're all lying to me about this issue I was working on, scrap metal theft in my district. And he looks at me, and this is a true story, Raja. It was great. He looks at me, and he goes, young lady, there's a saying in India that if you stand still enough on the riverbanks, you will watch your enemies float by dead. I don't know why. You have to know. At that moment, I felt and I can tell you my mother, who has a compassionate just heart. And this is the same woman that after Trump won, had the hijab on in the supermarket, and somebody yelled at her and said, take it off. He won, he said, take it off. And she beautifully responded, you don't understand. Jesus was born in my country, in Palestine.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah, very powerful words. You know, for the last 2 decades, members of Congress have attempted to pass laws that undermine the freedom of the American Muslim community and serve injustice, particularly to Palestinians. First we had Keith Ellison and Andre Carson, 2 brothers, and now we have 2 sisters that are joining. Wallahu Akbar. We're very excited about the future.
All right.
Now the moment you've all been waiting for.
That's the way they're talking. It's the language of conquest. If people want to be a part of the government, that's fine. But it's not their job to come here and turn the place into an Islamic country. That's not their job. And that's what it seemed like to me. It seemed very, very subversive, to tell you the truth. I'm going to end it here.